supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. Amen. Amen.
You go ahead, Cheyenne. So before we invite Chief Cloutier up here for a welcome, I just want to thank a few individuals here that helped us through the process. Obviously, as we converted over to our new digital format, which I think went pretty well, and I hope all of you agree. Obviously, some little tweaks that we can work out, and we'll identify those during our next roundtable. But it's nice to see that we have that new format, so I'm proud of that one. But I'd like to thank, first and foremost, our tribal council here for going through all 342 requests this year. Obviously, some tough decisions had to be made, but they did the best they could to maximize those resources and through those 342 requests. So joining us today, we have our Tribal Chief, Frank Cloutier, Tribal Treasurer, Gail Rule, Sergeant at Arms, Ronnie Ekdahl, Council Member Candace Benzinger, Council Member Lindy Hunt, Tribal Chaplain, Diana Quignall-Grundle, our Tribal Sub-Chief, Brent Jackson, in the back there, and we have a few other council members that had other commitments that could not join us this morning. Also like to thank Dominic Ortiz, our CFO for the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. He helped get everything around and let us look at our numbers and work through that new online program system. And also a big thank you to our IT team. Dan Gahagan is in the back and Drew Laughlin, unable to join us today. But they're the folks, and I think a big round of applause for them that put a lot of this online format together. Okay. Yeah, and Tim Davis in the back room there. So Tim, I see you back there now. Thank you for joining us this morning. Also, our public relations staff, Sandy McCreary, our public relations manager, and Tracy Klitsch, our public relations administrative assistant. Also in the room, we have Christina Sharp, who is with our education department. Christina helps with the education requests. So Christina, thank you. And I don't believe I have anybody here, but also a big thank you to our Tribal Education Advisory Board, the TEAB board, that helps look through those education requests. So thank you to them. All right, so with those introductions and those thank yous, it is now my privilege to welcome Chief Frank Cloutier up for a welcome to all of you.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming this morning. See our nice new podium? Our woodshop made this for us. It actually fits. So I want to take just a couple of minutes to shout out to the staff that assist Tribal Council, whether it be our community engineer, planning department, our education department, our tribal police department. You know, you folks grade these and score these requests according to a level of importance. Well, we rely on our team to do just that as well, because we want to make sure that every dollar that we distribute gets to as many people as it can, and it enhances each and every one of our communities. So, Chemigwech to them. But moving forward, the gaming market in Michigan is coming to a standstill. It's a rather flat market. You have to be creative, you have to be inventive, you have to be fresh and new to change things up and to keep the interest in these folks. These millennials are going to be a bit of a challenge because they want this interaction, so we have to create a new way of doing business. One of the things that this administration's done over the last 2 years is recognize that. So in the coming months, you're going to see a lot of advancement. You're going to see a lot of rehabilitation and remodeling. We're very excited. We've got 8 separate venues within the Soaring Eagle that are going to be new and fresh and completely renovated. We're going to start on the hotel, making those rooms today's kind of room with the Wi-Fi and the wireless and all of that electronic gibbly-gob. We've got an expansion going on in our Standish project, a 148-room hotel, 200-seat restaurant with a nice lounge area and room for more gaming, bringing another 200 jobs to that region, so we're very excited about that. So we've got some wonderful positive things for the future. And it was this current administration that had the tenacity and the forethought to recognize that and move us forward. So Chemigwech, my fellow council members, for being the biggest part of that advancement. So that being said, having a flat market, doing all these things, we are going to incrementally see a bit of an increase. We're going to be able to retain our patrons. So I see nothing but bright things for the future. And when it works for us, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, it works for you. So very excited for that. And I want to thank you for being cooperative and collaborative these last couple of years. My first term on tribal council has been a new experience for me, and I've really appreciated that. And moving forward, we have a lot of hope for the future. So upward and onward. Thank you. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief Coutier. So a couple of points to make here is that with this distribution, it now puts us over $245 million since 1994 that we've distributed to local area governments and schools. So we're getting closer and closer to that $250 million mark, that $250 million. I know we'll get there here in just the next cycle or two, but as we look at some of those impacts, I know a lot of you come to us and invite us out to see the projects, to see those dollars in action. We really thank you, and each and every one of you that just shows the generosity that we showcase to you folks, but really helps us understand where those dollars go and how they affect individuals. So I know myself, some members of tribal council, members of the public relations team have been invited to come out and experience and really see some of those dollars at work. So thank you for those opportunities, and we'll continue to do our best to get out there and see those. But you know that you guys are all being great stewards of those dollars and making sure that they're really reaching all those citizens. So with that, we will start giving away some money today. All right, so let me find the right sheet here. So first up, we have Isabella County. Today they are receiving $338,314.94. And on behalf of Isabella County, we have Chairman George Green and County Administrator Margaret McAvoy.
Thank you, Eric. As I was getting ready to go hunting yesterday, my mind slipped off hunting, not the trigger. But I wondered on today's date on what we were actually going to do. We're all here because of money. And the thing of it is Eric just said, we're looking for $250 million since 1993 or 1994. $250 million to do the projects in Isabella County and schools, everybody that's here. That is absolutely something that go anyplace else in the state of Michigan and see where that money has actually been spent, or that type of money has been spent. I want on the Isabella County Board of Commissioners wishes to thank the Saginaw, Chippewa Indian Tribe and the Tribal Council for the payment today. It's that $338,000 is going to go to places that's helped things such as the cameras that are going to go on the police force, which is detrimental almost today in the way things happen. Because that anymore can you believe everybody, and it has to be shown on a tape, so everything's instrumental. But thank you again. Margaret?
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Commission on Aging, the Sheriff's Office, and our recycling center, we so much appreciate what you have done to support us all of these years. It has made a big difference in the services we can provide to our community. Just to give you a personal story, I was at your hotel last week at a conference with the Michigan Municipal Risk Management Association. I chair one of their boards. And I had to miss the meeting because I had another requirement that I had to be in Roscommon County with our chairperson. So I got back just at the end of the meeting and was sitting having lunch with my colleagues from across the state. And to the tribe, I want them to know how impressed they were with your current facilities. So when I have them back after you have your facilities redone, they will be even more impressed. But they were most impressed about the discussion about the relationship that the county and other municipalities have with the tribe. And they were quite jealous, frankly, or envious might be a better term, of the relationship. So I want you to know that that means as much to us, certainly as the wonderful funding that you provide, that we can all work together to the betterment of our greater community means a lot, and we appreciate the support that we get from the tribe. So thank you very much.
Thank you, George and Margaret. All right. Next up, we have the City of Mount Pleasant receiving $608,097. And on behalf of the City of Mount Pleasant, we have Mayor Kathy Lane.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure to come out, and obviously we are extremely grateful to receive this generous funding that funds so many of our programs: streets, sidewalks, lighting, our parks, the airport, so many ways in which the tribe is making it possible for us to meet the needs of the community. yesterday there was an article in the Morning Sun about a conference that took place at Soaring Eagle that was presenting a report put out on the collaboration going on between the federal, state, and tribal courts. And as part of that, it referenced the fact that the Saginaw Chippewa tribal judge specifically referred to the spirit of collaboration. And as I read that, I thought, what we're doing this morning is another example of that spirit of collaboration. Thanks to the leadership of the tribe, we have a unique experience in our county that represents at least 3 different levels of collaboration. Just this meeting this morning, I mean, how often do all of the local units of government and the school districts meet? Now twice a year, we see each other, we can say hello and get to know each other. The new digital system, which as Louise Placta sometimes says in her columns, those of us of a certain age are a little challenged sometimes by the new computerized system, but the whole process of putting it together has been aimed at making sure that we're all collaborating. And finally, the projects themselves. Because of the leadership of the tribe, you've nudged us to work together, put a higher priority on those things where we're working together as units in order to be able to meet the needs of our people. Thank you very much for that. It makes a difference. Trump with his water yesterday.
I won't speak like Trump today for you, though. All right, but echoing those thoughts on Mayor Ling's and sharing those thoughts, it's about collaboration. It's about maximizing these resources. It's about putting those things together in the community and making sure we're impacting as many people as possible. It is about communication. So I'm glad that we're sharing those thoughts and we're all looking at those things as we move forward. All right, next up we have Isabella Gratiot, RESD in special education, and we have, they are receiving $14,344.66, and I don't see Dr. Amsterberg here today, so we have a replacement, and this is Kathy Peasley?
Yes.
Kathy Peasley receiving that today.
Good morning. Yes, Dr. Amsterberg is out in the woods looking for Bambi right now. But I'm very happy to be a stand-in this morning and to thank Chief Cloutier, the Tribal Council, and the tribe. The funding that we receive each year goes to support our Forest Hill Nature Area and as well as our special education programming for some of the students with the most severe disabilities in the county. Our Forest Hill Nature Area, if you're not familiar with it, is a hidden gem. We have a wonderful wildlife biologist that is the director of the center, and she's been increasing our programming and updating our units. This past year we had 2,400 school children from the Gratiot-Isabella region that attended programming there at no per student cost because of the funding that's provided through this grant program. And we do not only nature programming out there, but we also do social studies. And in fact, our director was here a week ago at the Cultural Center meeting with the coordinator of programs there so that she was working on updating our Native American unit and making sure that we have the most current and accurate information that we're providing with children in Isabella County through the programming at the nature area. So again, thank you so much. The support is very much appreciated.
Well, thank you, Kathy. And yes, for those of you that have not had an opportunity or you have young kids or grandkids, the Forest Hill Nature Area is a great resource we have here in our local community. So please get the chance to experience some of that. And we do like to continue to supply funding for that to make sure that as many of our local students in Isabella County can use that as a resource as well. Next up, we have Chippewa Township, receiving $10,489.73. And on behalf of Chippewa Township, we have Robert Smith, the supervisor.
Nice having you here.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Tell Jan good luck.
I will.
I'd like to thank the tribal council and all of the members that work so hard to do these fundings, and I'd like to thank everybody out here that serves our communities, because without us, we wouldn't make this difference. And we'll do it again. Happy holidays, and get through the winter safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. right, and I know Rob is coming in this morning. He said he's been working changing on us, and the heating and cooling business is people start to turn on their furnaces. They see that they oftentimes aren't working correctly. So we hope that those are limited for all of our citizens here. But if not, Rob's a good guy. All right, next up, Deerfield Township today receiving $159,261. And on behalf of Deerfield Township, we have Walt Nelson, Township Clerk. And it looks like they're having improvements for River Road and also some SCBA bottles for their firefighters.
Good morning, everyone. This morning I was racking my brain again, trying to decide what to say. It always helps when a few people go before me in reference to Bambi. I shot Bambi. I'd like to say, I'd like to say thank you for, not only for funding our request, but for all the other requests you've funded. The services we use do not stop at the township line or the city or village limits. And also, we all benefit when our schools turn out quality citizens, quality education. I'd also like to thank you for all the jobs you provide to the community and the extra business that you draw to the community. This doesn't get mentioned often enough, I think, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Walt.
Nice seeing you today.
Next, we have Denver Township today receiving $17,000. And on behalf of Denver Township, John Pediak, our Township Supervisor.
Well, again, I'd like to thank the tribe and the council, and I've kind of noticed there's a little bit of a trend going on talking about collaboration, and I really, again, want to bring that to everybody's point. Our request primarily was for improving intersection safety. We've had quite a few accidents on Eaton Road over the last few years with the higher traffic that's been going through there, and so what we've done is we requested to have solar-powered flashing lights to put on some of the intersections that are coming across there have been our worst areas. But along with that, we all know that this last summer was a really bad summer for all of us with the flooding, and my township was probably one of the worst impacted. And we all, a lot of you might not realize it, as a result of some great work by the road commission and the tribe and everybody in the last few years, they went and put a lot of our roads underneath a lot of auspice of the federal funding options. And without that, a lot of roads that are going to be fixed between now and next year would not have been able to be done. So there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of work that's probably going to be repaired as a result of that collaboration. So again, as a result of us all coming together with the tribe and everything, our entire communities, not just my township, but also your areas, your schools, and the tribal members and the people that come to this great facility here to enjoy their time off are all improved and helped. So again, thank you.
Thank you, John. And yeah, you hit on a couple of good points there. I know that as we worked through the June flood situation, it's been talked about, but I think just that the ability that the tribe had to file alongside the county, and a big thank you to Margaret and her staff and the emergency response folks there. It really helped bring those dollars to this area so that our local citizens, our local communities were not tasked with funding a lot of those projects. So we took great pride in being able to do that and to help bring some money back to the area. All right. Next, we have Isabella Township receiving $194,174, and we have Rick Walton, the Township Supervisor. And I think there's actually Bob here. Yes. So I'll make that note. That's all Bob will do.
Yeah, you know how it is. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a farmer. Select night, Rick comes to me, hey, can you go tomorrow? Thinking us farmers can all adjust our schedules, which luckily we can. And I would like to pretty much echo what's been said already. You know, use me repeating it because it is a truth. Thank you for approving for Whiteville Road. It's going to enhance the Wademan Road improvements you made. The other thing I want you to be aware of, due to your regular funding, kind of gave us enough of a thing that we went ahead with the county and we redid the mile between Isabella and Somerton on Vernon Road, which was in really bad shape. So, and I'd like to, the other thing I wanted to stress was your help to the education, to the school, Mount Pleasant Public Schools, and Renaissance especially, because that's where my grandchildren have went. And our children, no matter who we are, that's our future. And if we don't keep them educated and involved, where are we going to go? But short and sweet, thank you very much. Hope to see you again.
Thank you, Bob. All right. Next, we have Nottawa Township receiving $5,000 today, and on behalf of Nottawa Township, we have Judy Schumacher, the Township Clerk.
Well, I'd like to, again, say thank you to the tribe for your donation for us, and all I can say is ditto, ditto, and ditto. Short and sweet, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judy. I know oftentimes it's been echoed that you have this speech prepared up here, you're ready to talk about some key points, and if you're towards the bottom of that list, oftentimes somebody else already mentioned those, so I apologize if your talking points were taken, but we do appreciate all those kind words and in every direction people choose to go. Next, we have the Village of Shepherd today, receiving $112,324, and on behalf of the Village of Shepherd, we have Steve Davidson, the Superintendent, and Chief Luke Sawyer also joining him today.
Thank you.
Well, on behalf of the village, council, president, the village residents, everybody as a whole, this grant disbursement here is definitely helping as far as the public sector, public safety issues and things that we've had. Over the years, we've had substantial cuts in our state shared revenues and things like that. And without the tribe, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't have been able to make happen. The tribe was a savior when it comes to a lot of that stuff. So on behalf of the village, we really thank you. So Luke, if you'd like to give a word here, I'd like you to. But, part of our funding went for air packs for our fire department. A lot of our air packs are becoming out of date because they were carbon wrap type air packs, so they needed to be replenished. So this is going to help the fire sector of things. But then Luke also will comment on his section of the grant as far as the 2% on the police department. But thank you very much. I'm not going to cut stuff. Already cried.
Thank you so much. Ours is going to be used to purchase a new patrol car for the Village of Shepherd. There's three words that I really like in this world: collaboration, community, and family. When we collaborate together, we show a true sense of community. When we show a true sense of community, we become a family. And I think everybody here is collaborating together, they're true community, and we've become family. So thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it.
All right, thank you for those words. And with a lot of our public safety, oftentimes when they have to be on the unfortunate end of some of those calls and those things to make sure that our community is staying safe. They do a great job out there, and to get those resources available to them to make sure they're doing a great job out there to protect us. I think they aren't thanked often enough. So thank you to all your folks and in Shepherd and through all of Isabella County and our public safety officials. All right, last for our government distributions today for Wise Township. They are receiving $12,050, and on behalf of Wise Township, we have Doris Metner, the Township Clerk.
Thank you. And I'd like to say thank you to all the tribe members. It's an honor to work with you guys. You've helped our township quite often. We've expanded the cemetery, we've put in a playground, and now we're going to be able to update some of our office equipment. I told Frank that when we went digital, he had to buy me a new computer. So, he did. Thanks, Frank. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you, Doris. I think she thought she was just kidding, and then the request came through, and then, well, he's got to make sure he's good on his word there, so. Yes, with our new digital format, we want to make sure you have the latest technology to make sure we don't run into those complications with that system. So. Well, that concludes our government section of our distribution this morning. We'll now move on to our education component. Today distributing $672,585.92. And first up, we have Beale City Public Schools receiving $35,316.75. And we have Bill Chilman, the superintendent.
Thank you, Frank and the tribal council. We really appreciate this. You have to be quick on your feet up here as people continue to use your talking points. So along that same line, the emphasis for Beale City Schools in our grant cycle this time was STEM education and technology, which speaks volumes to what Frank talked about earlier, and Bob in getting our students ready for the future. They are going to be our future, and we have to prepare them for that. So we'd like to thank you very, very much again, the student staff of Beale City Schools and the community. We'll do our best to get those students ready for employment possibly here at the tribe with their technology upgrades. So thank you very much.
And thank you, Bill. Next, we have Chippewa Hills Public Schools receiving $26,607.66. And on behalf of Chippewa Public Schools, we have Sandy Weir, the Director of Finance.
Hi, I'm representing Chip Hills. I would say that my superintendent, Dr. Grover, is out trying to catch Bambi, but he's not. That's not one of his things. Instead, he's at a meeting regarding the 2019 rebuilding of our Barrington Elementary School. So that was just as important. So I am here representing the school district. We are receiving this money for the elementary music program, and without this collaboration, the music program would not be able to expand it the way we'll be able to do it with this money. So we're very grateful to the tribe and the collaboration, and I'm proud to be a warrior. Go Warriors!
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Mount Pleasant Public Schools, and today they are receiving $434,827.11. And on behalf of Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Jennifer Berliger, the superintendent.
Keep going.
Good morning. To the Tribal Council and to the members of the Saginaw Chippewa Tribe, I want to offer sincere gratitude and thanks for this amazing gift to our district. When I look at all of the programs that are listed today that this grant will be able to fund for us, it's a little bit overwhelming to think of the technology and the programs and the things that our students will have access to. And then to step back even further and to think since 1994, all of the amazing programs that have been a part of our district. And really for all the schools in Isabella County, what puts us ahead of other districts in our state, it is because of this wonderful partnership and collaboration that we have with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. So I'm incredibly grateful. We're excited for the grants and the programs. We'd love to have you all come again to have lunch or breakfast at the Herbs, etc., and see really hands-on what's happening firsthand in our district. So thank you very much. It's an amazing, amazing gift. We're very grateful.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Next, receiving $143,105, we have Shepherd Public Schools and Claire Bunker, superintendent, coming up to receive those funds.
Good morning, and thank you to Tribal Council and the tribe for providing these funds for Shepherd. School safety, we always receive some things that help us with school safety, whether it's a bus or, even with the village receiving firefighting equipment or a police vehicle. And the last few days when they talked about the tragedy that happened out in California, they know that the children's lives were saved because schools are becoming better prepared. And with all the districts you provide funds for over the years, it has helped us be better prepared for something we hope we'll never have to use. But if so, you have, helped us in that endeavor. So we are very, very grateful for that. Also, when Frank talked about the millenniums, it is a new game out there. And a lot of the things you provide for STEM education and things help us provide professional development and things for our children to be engaged. I read the other day that every 3 seconds, if the kids are playing a game, they're getting a hit of dopamine in their brain to, keep playing, which I'm sure you're looking for with the slot machines too. Keep playing. Unfortunately, when kids come to a classroom, it's very hard for a teacher to do that every 3 seconds. So we are constantly looking at ways to engage kids, and these grants help us do that. So thank you very much for the collaboration.
Thank you, Claire. I felt like I was pretty tech savvy, but as I struggle every once in a while, my daughter, who's 10 years old, is first to say, "Oh, here, let me show you how to do this." So as this continues, I think I have to go back to some of these public schools and retake some of this elementary and high school learning to catch up to make sure I can help her out. But yeah, it is. It's really crazy today that the amount of technology here that's really helped these kids advance, and the way that they learn is so much different from, I think, the way that a lot of us learned back then. But we're able to embrace it and help with those things, so we appreciate the ability to be able to do that. All right, so last up today, we have Renaissance Public Schools receiving $32,729.40, and we have Lisa Bergman, the principal for Renaissance.
Thank you, Eric. Tribal Council, and to the members of the Saginaw Chippewa Tribe, thank you again. Tracy said when I walked in, I get pretty excited when that phone call comes. It's like Christmas for us. Joining me today is Henry Mayer. He is our curriculum and technology coordinator, as well as all of the assessments and other things that need to happen, and is part of our team. So on behalf of that team and our staff and our families and our students, thank you. The things that are funded for us, as I've expressed at other meetings that we've had, are extras. We call those sprinkles on top of a cupcake. They're the pieces that let students do really individual learning. The rockets, one of the students suggested when I said yesterday this grant was coming that we get a ladder. Several of them are on top of Maury Courts now. We have students launching rockets. This allows us to purchase 6 Lego Mindstorm kits that we've been in the process over the last few years of borrowing those from CMU and needing to return them each week and checking them out again. This will give us those ourselves to keep in-house. Our band, we started last year, and we have over 40 students in our band in 5th through 8th grade. We have, that band grew from 0 to 40 in less than a year. So the needs there to accommodate them and get them their instruments and chairs and stands, that allows for us to do that for them. And the reading grant that is there will allow us to put even more new and exciting books. As Claire said, technology is key, but real books in their hands is still really important, and that will allow us to do that with all of our students, kindergarten through 8th grade. So Henry and I will head back today, and we will celebrate with our students and staff the excitement around some of these new things that you provide to us. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. So with that, I'll keep you here for just a little longer to touch on some points and talk about our future. But just wanted to point out here that as Thanksgiving approaches, we have a lot to be thankful for. I think we see everybody in this room here, and the partnerships, the community collaboration, the communication, everything that all of us do together in this community really helps each and every one of us and each and every one of our citizens. So, I am extremely thankful to be able to work with a lot of you folks. Our tribal council is thankful to be able to have good relationships and good communication with you folks, and I want to make sure that we really look at that as we approach the holiday season this year. I won't bug you a little bit until after the holidays again for our next roundtable, but did want to make sure it's on your radar. As we talk about this new online system, as I said before, we had some kinks, and our IT team really did a fantastic job in making sure they worked through those. But we've identified a few things that we can make better. As this was our first one, we knew we would encounter some of those problems and really work through them to figure out how it best worked for you and best worked for council to review those. So The roundtable that we're going to have coming up after the holiday season in the first part of January will really help us understand and identify some of those things, but really help make sure that the process itself is laid out. So we'll reach out to you, like I said, in the first part of January, and make sure we invite you and give you plenty of notice, because it's very important that a lot of you attend those roundtables, because it really helps us make sure that when we do the second part and that application process, it answers a lot of those questions. But thank you for everyone for attending today. As always, one of the 2 times a year that we get to stand up here and give these gifts away to your communities and to your schools, and to make sure that they know the impacts that we have. But I wish each and every one of you a great holiday season. This concludes our fall 2% roundtable. I hope everyone has a great afternoon, and for those of you going in the woods, best of luck. And don't forget, we got plenty of fresh fruit.